In this video, I'm going to show you how to add text blocks, titles, and images to your website. So here I am back in the editor, and if you need help learning how to log in to the editor, go back and watch the very first training video in this section. And at the very beginning of that video, you'll see the login process to get to this editor. So let me show you how to add titles, text blocks, and images to any page. And this is going to be most of the functions that you utilize when you're building your site. So in the previous video, we created this training page. We now see this big blank section, which is the body of this page, and it tells us to drag elements here. So we're going to start with a title. I'm going to go up here to the left, and again, make sure you're on the Build tab in order to see all of these elements to use. And I see one's called Title. So I'm going to click on it with my mouse with my left button, hold the button down, drag it to where I want, and this little blue bar here is going to show me where it's going to land when I let go of my mouse button. So I'm clicking, dragging, and dropping an element. That's all I'm doing. And then it tells me, click here to edit. So I'm going to click there to edit, and I'm going to write a title. So I'm just going to say how to build your site. Obviously, this is about video training on making edits and updates to your site as you need to. That way you're not tied to a web developer forever when you don't really need to. So you see how easy it was to drag and drop that title there. Now I'm going to show you how to do a text block. So guess what? There's an element called text. So I click with my left mouse button, hold it down, drag it to where I want, and I want it below. So I want to see this blue bar below that other title element, and then I let go. Now, before I let go, I want to show you, I could put it to the right if I go way over here, and you'll see the blue bar over here at the right, which will align this element just to the right of my title. That wouldn't make sense though, but I just want to show you could do it. I could even put it to the left. So typically you're going to have a title and then some smaller text underneath it. So I'm going to go back underneath it till I see this blue bar and then let go of my mouse. That will drop my text block there. And then I can click on it to edit, and I just start typing in my text. Okay, obviously you can see I'm planning on adding these training videos to this section shortly, so I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone. So all I have to do is click off of that somewhere, and that element is now in place. The next thing I will show you here is how to add an image. So again, over here at the left, there's an image element. I'm going to click it, hold the button down, drag it, and I'm going to put it underneath that text. It's going to give me a block that tells me what to do next. Upload an image. So when I click this, you're typically going to want to upload your own photo from your computer, but just know Weebly does give you free images if you want to use their standard ones. I think you can click search up here and find different categories and things. But I'm going to upload a photo from my computer just to show you how you do it. So I click that button. It's going to take me out to my folders. I'm going to go into your folder where we have some things, and I'm just going to grab one of your standard pictures. Looks like an events picture, just to finish out this process. So it will automatically, once I click that file, load it into the block. Okay? Now, you can put your mouse over it, and if I zoom in here, you'll see there's a little blue square here. I can literally resize this image, but with that blue square, by clicking on it and dragging it, it will resize. But just know it's going to resize automatically on different devices anyway. Like if you're looking at this page on a cell phone, it would probably make this picture smaller and narrower to fit it into the cell phone screen size. But if you wanted to force it, you could do it that way. Okay. So I've now covered how easy it is to drag and drop title, text, and image. I'll leave you with one other thing. There are a lot of elements over here. You probably won't use many of them, but there is something called a spacer. So maybe you think gee, this picture is just too close to the text here. I'd like there to be a little more spacing between those two elements. Well, you can left click, drag this spacer element right in between there. It doesn't matter. It's going to give me a couple different options. And it will put a space in there. And I can make that space bigger or smaller with this blue rectangle portion by putting my mouse over it. I could click and drag it bigger. I could click and drag it smaller. And then let go when I'm done. Okay? Very simple to drag and drop your site. It should literally take you minutes to add new pages, new content, new elements to your site. And I'll show you one final thing to finish this off, because I'm going to need a video here and not an image later on, since this will be a training video page. If I put my mouse over top of any one of these elements, you'll see a blue X in the top right corner. That's how you delete that element if you want to change your mind. So I'm going to go ahead, highlight, or just put my mouse over that X. It will turn red. It'll tell me it's going to delete. I'm going to click it. It'll ask me if I'm sure, and I am, and I click delete. Okay, so all we have to do to make our changes final, and don't sweat it. I mean, if you screw up and publish something you didn't really intend, it's pretty easy to just go back, delete it, and then republish it. Okay, so I'm going to go up and click publish. We'll see the same screen again. I can go out here to the site just to check and see what it looks like. I go back underneath that training page, click training, and there's my title and my text. So that's it for this video. I showed you how to add titles, text blocks, and images to any page you want, and even gave you a few other things like deleting elements and adding spacers or spaces in between your elements.